To my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm truly grateful. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching, man. You know, on my way over here to Center Mall, something crossed my mind. It said, you know, the men in the Philippines actually treat me a whole lot better than the women. I haven't figured out why yet. So I just want to kind of talk about that today. You know, when I get up in the morning, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, really. But yesterday, you know, it was Valentine's Day, and I went over to City Mall here and went to Chow King, which is, you know, a popular fast food restaurant here. And they serve something called Chow Fan, or Chow Fan. And all it is really fried rice, is what we call it in America. And I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for my order to get ready. And, you know, man, one of the employees walked up to me. He says, Sir Sunshine Shoulders, you know, you're my idol. And I don't know, it just kind of did something to me, man. You know, the hairs on my arm raised up. He's a young guy. He probably wasn't no more than about 20 years old. It just made me think, like, the men over here, they really roll out the red flag for me. And it was almost the same way in Mexico. And that's how I gauge my welcome in any country I've ever been in. It's how well I get along with the men. Because the women, you know, you really don't know. You know, they could have an ulterior motive. But the men, you know, they have no skins in the game. You know, let's be honest. They have no pussy. They have no reason to, you know, want to be my friend, you know, other than the fact that maybe they love basketball. Maybe because they love basketball over here, and, you know, me being a black man, they, you know, equate that to Stephon Curry, whose jersey is the #1 selling jersey in the Philippines, or LeBron James or somebody like that. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But ever since I've been coming to the Philippines, the men treat me better than the women. When I was in Mexico, the guys, you know, the waiters especially, very seldom would the women even lock eyes with you. But the men, they come over to the table, do magic tricks, tell jokes. They were doing all kinds of stuff. And it's the same way here. On my way over here, every man, 100% of the people that I came across today, they all smiled and said, "My own Buntag," you know, good morning to me. One guy says, "Hey, Joe, good morning." You know, strangers, complete strangers. There's no motive, you know, and I just haven't figured it out yet. And this is what you're going to experience when you get over here. I always tell people that you can't ignore the men over here because you're going to ignore 50% of the story. And it doesn't mean to go out and get a bunch of Filipino men friends, because honestly, I don't even have a lot of Filipina friends over here. Other than the 3 women that I've had relationships with, I have very few Filipinas who will greet me out on the street. I've got like maybe 3 or 4 here in St. Carlos City, because I've been here a lot. And most of them are Maryland's friends. All of them are Maryland's friends. You know, there's Pressy, that's Maryland's gym partner. Alec, the policewoman. Marie, the insurance agent. And maybe 2 or 3 more. But the women here, they're very seldom going to say anything to you. They're going to act like you're invisible more than anybody else. And I don't know if it's just their culture. I don't know if they don't want to show any interest. Maybe they think, oh, he thinks I like him. Maybe they're shy, maybe they're bashful. I don't know. But I know the men over here, they treat me like a celebrity. And it's one of the reasons I've stayed over here. Because that's how I gauge my welcome in any country I go to. If the men don't like you, man, you better get out of there. You know, I don't care how tight of a bond you have in your relationship. If the woman don't like you, if the man don't like you over here, you're probably going to have problems. We're on our way to College City today. Maryland's got an appointment to see a specialist. You know, when you in a small city like St. Carlos City, one of the drawbacks is if you need to see a specialist like that, you got a long wait ahead of you. So instead of her waiting 2 weeks to see the specialist here, we just decided to ride the bus. I don't know if we're going to stay all night or not. We're going to take Booby with us. But yeah, the men here, man, they really treat me good. I mean, they go out of their way to help me too. To give me directions. I mean, whatever it is. See Malwani Hotel over here? They like me so much that anytime a foreigner comes in there, they ask them, do they know me? I mean, you know, I'm flattered by that, man, you know. And you say, well, why are you even talking about it? Because you're going to experience the same thing when you get over here. And I don't want you to think, oh, what do they want or something like that. It's a genuine friendliness. And I haven't figured it out yet. Because a lot of these women over here, believe it or not, they have an ulterior motive when they're friendly with you. For whatever reason it is. But the man, he knows hell. Maybe because he doesn't have much exposure to foreigners as a woman. You know, I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm throwing this stuff out there, because I really don't know. He doesn't have a dating site that he can go on and be bothered by foreigners all day, especially foreign men. So when he sees us, we're like a novelty, because the Philippines is like living in a bubble. You know, you heard that family over everything. Well, here it's like Filipinos over everything. They have very little contact with the outside world. It's hard to get to this place. You can only get here by air and sea. So when you show up, you're a spectacle. You know, your appearance is a spectacle. But I like it. I like the greetings that I get. You know, and the welcoming that I get from the men here. You know, they're not expecting anything. They're just being friendly. They're over here playing soccer, man. Pretty soon, one thing you're going to see around the world, there's going to be a famous Filipino soccer player. You heard it from me first. Soccer's real big over here now. And, you know, Filipinos, they're built just like some of the great South American soccer players. And it's just only going to be a matter of time, okay? You heard me say it. A lot of the sports that they play over here, they're just not as big physically, other than boxing now. Y'all know, you know, Filipinos are some hell of boxers, and they have a whole lot in common when it comes to sports with Mexicans. I don't know if it's because they were colonized by the same people. You know, I don't know about all that. I just know that in the next 5 years, I'm going to say 5 to 10 years, because it usually takes 3 generations. Hello, man, Butak. There's the women workers. It usually takes about 3 generations for something to change. So maybe it'll be 10 or 15 years. You're going to see a famous Filipino soccer player over here. And just because it's raining, man, don't stop nothing over here, man. The weather's beautiful to me, man. I'm just glad to be alive. You know, I lost my brother-in-law. He passed away yesterday. He was waiting on a heart transplant, man. I didn't even know it. You know, there's one thing about being overseas. For as long as I've been, you know, you talk to people and everything, but you're shut off from a lot of the details. And we were real close. You know, he was the brother of my first wife. And he really supported me when I stopped drinking and getting high, you know, because hell, at one time he was one of my suppliers. So he really supported me when I started my business. He even became one of my clients with my Medicare Advantage program. So it really came as a shock. It really came as a surprise when my daughter texted me early yesterday morning and said, "Hey, Uncle Joe died." So I want to send out my sincerest condolences to the Jones family in Louisville, Kentucky. My ex-wife is taking it real bad. Hey, man, good talk. No, I'm walking. They resembled each other, and, you know, I was married to her, so he looked after me. I'm going to miss him, man, you know. But yeah, guys, when you come over here, you're going to be shocked at how well the men treat you over here. You're going to get a false sense of comfort when you're dealing with the women, because you really don't know why they're being so nice. But the man, he has no skins in the game. You know, he has nothing to prove. He has nothing to gain. It's 100%, you know, pure friendliness. You know, because guys always ask me all the time, well, what do the men think about, you know, us coming over here dealing with their women? They really don't care, man, as long as you don't disrespect anybody. That's really all it is. This has been going on for a long time. You know, people act like it's new. It's nothing new. Hell, the Filipino-American War, I'm thinking it was 1899 and 1900 or something. That's how long Americans have been coming over here. No, there's nothing new about seeing us over here. Hell, you know, remember, Philippines was one of our colonies for damn near 50 years. This is a beautiful place, man, over here. But the only drawback is, you know, like I said, when you get outside the major cities, the health care, it's not as good. And if you're somebody who has a lot of health problems, you need to see a doctor on a regular basis for your prescriptions or something like that, I wouldn't suggest living in a place like this. I'd live closer to, you know, Bacolod, Iloilo, Dumaguete, like that. Cebu, Manila, English City, up in Subic Bay and all of that, guys. So thank y'all so much for stopping by today. I wanted to bring that by y'all's attention, man. Yesterday, the little guy said I was his idol, you know, and that's something that's a word that Filipinos use all the time over here, idol. And then on my way over here, every man that I passed today, he just gave me just that big Filipino grin and smile, said hello. And that's been my experience over the last 14 years, you know. And a lot of times I didn't pay any attention because I was paying attention to other things. But it slowed down for me over here. It slowed way down for me over here. And I pick up on stuff like that. Most of the time when I take pictures over here, it's with men. They're really fascinated to see a foreigner. Especially a black man, you know. And so I'm always on my best behavior, you know, anyway. You know, I didn't, this isn't some act that I'm putting on. This is who I am. So if you're in America, it's getting late, or you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. If you don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, you see somebody out in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. If you're in the Philippines, it's early. About 8:30 a.m. on a beautiful Wednesday morning. We're headed to Bacolod City. Another day goes by and help somebody. You know, we'll do our electronic community pantry giveaway today at 12 noon. I missed it the last couple of weeks, but I incorporated it into my Friday 1,000 peso pandemic giveaway. Just our way of giving back I'm writing the second story in this series. I've got a series of short stories I'm writing for my first book. It's called Unspoken Agreement, Stories of Love and Betrayal in the Philippines. And the stories are going to be sort of based on true stories, but not. I've changed the names. I've changed a lot of the details. So any resemblance is strictly coincidence. And then what I'm going to do, I should have that done by my meet and greet. I'm going to have one of these printing companies over here actually make a book out of it. And I'm just going to continue that until all the stories in my head are gone. And some of the proceeds are going to be used toward my electronic community pantry giveaway and my 1,000 peso pandemic giveaway drawing. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free. See you next time.